for joining us again. I'm Kim here at J&K Llamas Landscape and Nursery, and today we're going to take the blahs off of winter. Right after Christmas, I always get the blahs because at Christmas time the house is filled with pine boughs and junipers, amaryllis, poinsettias, and it makes me really want some spring color in the house already. So we're going to force some blooms. Now, a lot of times you'll have bulbs already packed away in your house or in a storage shed for the winter, or maybe you have them out in the ground. You want to take some bulbs from cold storage and use those. I had some that we had here at the nursery, so I'm going to mix up some tulips and some hyacinth. You're also going to need a little plastic tray to put your pot on because you're going to need it to drain. I have chosen to use a wire pot. It is very permeable, so we're going to put some soil in it, so it's really important that we use a tray for this. I already went ahead and stuffed it with some green moss. You need some other moss to plant on top when we're done. You can use sphagnum moss, you can use green moss, whatever kind of moss you have on hand, because we're just going to want to insulate the bulbs a little. But we're also going to need some planting soil, and today we're going to use the Gardener and Bloom planting mix soil. It's a great organic soil. We love to use it here in the nursery. So I'm just going to set the moss off to the side because we don't need it. And we're going to start with some soil. We're just going to get some soil down here into the pot. You can use any kind of pot you want. Just make sure it has a drain hole in it. So if you want to use a wire side like this so it's decorative, go ahead. These make great gifts if you need to get a gift for somebody and you don't know what they like. It's really hard to mess up. You can't really kill these. Now there is, see, it doesn't take very much. It's already full, so we're going to kind of move this around. You can't leave your bulbs in here forever. This is something that's going to have to be transferred outside. But for now, it makes a really beautiful gift. I'm just going to go ahead and set my little thing right on the plastic tray so we're ready to go. Oops, I got a little bit too small. We'll have to change that a little bit later. We're going to go ahead and open up these beautiful purple tulips. They're the negritas. They're a little bit smaller. They only get about 15 inches high. And we're not going to use them all. We're just going to use a couple. Now, in cold storage, they won't have done this, but you can see where these have been a little bit warmer, and they're already growing roots. So you want to make sure that you put the root side down and the pointy side up. That's how bulbs go. And you're just going to want to nestle them right into the pot there. Let's do, we have a little bit of room here. Let's do 3. This is going to be real full, but that's okay because we're going to transplant this later on anyway. Oops, make sure we do it right. That's funny. This one actually is growing from the top and doesn't have any roots established yet, but that's okay. Okay, so these needed to be planted, let's see, at 5 inches deep. So we're about right there. We're going to put a little soil on top because the hyacinth don't have to be planted quite as deep. I love, whenever you buy bulbs, always make sure you find a good quality bulb that tells you when to plant. They'll have directions on there, how deep to plant them, how far to space them. It should be all on the label. And you can play with that a little when you're doing pots or decorative things, as long as you remember you have to change them. And so since this is a little bit bigger bulb, we're going to just do one, and we're just going to set this right in the center here. So it'll be a beautiful white bloom surrounded by beautiful purple tulips. And we're just going to put some soil right on top of this, get it all nice and covered up, tuck them back into bed, and a little bit more soil here. Okay, there we go. So it's not covered all the way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move this soil. Okay, I just don't think that was a good idea to put that in the plastic tray already. And we're going to get our moss. And what we're going to do is just put a light layer of moss right over the top. This is going to kind of tuck them into bed and get them ready to start growing. We'll just put that right on top there like that. And since we're outside enjoying the gorgeous weather today, I'm just going to water right here. And if it runs on the table, that's okay, because we can clean that up. And then from then on, we'll have it in a plastic tray. And then it won't matter if it goes all the way through. And you might find if you water this really well and you use a moss-lined pot like this, if you simply spray with a spray bottle your moss and keep it moist, you might not, that might be all the moisture the soil needs. Now, you're going to want to just slowly introduce this into some diffuse sunlight and just let it sit there on a real nice, maybe an east or a north window, and then move it slowly to a south or west window. And soon you'll be rewarded with beautiful blooms to take those winter blahs off. Thanks for joining us.